Hey, welcome back to another episode of Does It Hold Up? Here today we are going to be looking at Interview with a Vampire. So stay tuned for this one.
Yeah, watching old movies, gonna see if it holds up.
Back before vampires was for tweens and emos, there was Anne Rice. And Anne Rice was writing the Vampire Chronicles from way back in the 70s, I believe. Interview with a Vampire is her attempt to adapt her novel into a screenplay, which eventually became a movie. It stars Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Antonio Banderas. It also has Kirsten Dunst as a little girl vampire. And all in all, I think this is a pretty good movie. I'm not into the sparkling vampires and the teenage drama when it comes to vampires. I want to see them killing people. I want to see them fighting. I want to see some real struggles here. And that's what Interview with a Vampire brings us. Louis is struggling with the fact that he is a vampire and that he has to kill to survive. But he has a conscience. He has a soul. He's a vampire with a soul. And he's struggling and fighting with basically all of the other vampires who just basically latch on to this vampire way of life where they just kill everybody and do what they need to do to survive. Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, I think, do a pretty good job in their respective roles. Tom Cruise comes off as a real kind of creepy, untrustworthy kind of guy. However, he's needy as well. He needs that companionship, going from century to century with nobody really by his side. He really needed Louis by his side to get him by there. Brad Pitt does a good job, playing that, remorseful, regretful vampire. He's got human qualities, but he's still a vampire. He still has to kill, and he does. But he's struggling with it the whole time.
I haven't been human for 200 years.
The movie really flows like a book, like a novel. It extends a long period of time. It begins, in the 1790s, I believe, and it goes all the way through to the 1990s. So we've got 200 years to fill. So it's very book-like. It doesn't follow your normal, beginning, middle, end movie formula. So it could feel kind of long, it can kind of drag a little bit, and it's not a nice, neat, concealed little package that we're used to getting out of movies these days. All in all, I definitely didn't lose complete attention in the movie, but I think it could have been compiled a little bit better, maybe more of a compact story. The directing went right along with the writing. So again, Anne Rice adapted her own novel, so it's not surprising that the movie feels like a book. And the director was right on with that in following that line of thinking. So it's shot and it feels in all like a novel. So at the end of the day, Interview with a Vampire is probably one of the better vampire movies out there. It's well above and beyond the Twilight books, which I can't even stand. I tried watching them for 5 minutes, and you just can't even stay in the room while that movie's playing. This movie came out in the mid-90s, 1994, and it actually, I'm not a big vampire guy, but it kind of motivated me, along with the life I was in at the time, to write my second full-length script, which was a vampire movie called 3 Dead Bats. Maybe if you're lucky, one of these days you're going to hear about that. I'm going to say that Interview with a Vampire holds up. Not surprising, it's in my DVD collection.
Yeah, watching old movies, gonna see if it holds up.